Hi, I'm Pete, the creator of WP Social Media Slider. I just wanted a quick run through the back end primarily for this plugin and give you a better idea of how it works and what features are at your disposal when you use it. So if you visit WPSocialMediaSlider.com, you can get a pretty good idea of how the front end works. You can see it displaying Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram posts, cycling through them, that sort of thing. But if you jump over to the back end with me here, we can take a look at some of the settings that allow you to customize just how it's displayed. So I'll just really quickly run through each of these, and hopefully it'll be helpful. And by the way, you can also read more about this in the docs section of WPSocialMediaSlider.com. So first off, we have the general settings section, and these apply to all the social media networks, as you'd imagine. And so you can basically customize the display type and display, the 20 most recent posts, or you can make sure that it always gets the same number from each network. So that's pretty useful, I find. You can also, of course, customize the total number of posts to pull and to show. One great thing about this plugin is that it uses a cache. So you can say, for example, that you only want to check for new posts or regather the posts every 60 seconds or however long you want that cache to last. And that's great, especially for high traffic sites, so you're not making a request with every visitor. You can also make sure that it will always load the cached version, and when it's time to refresh, it will just do that in the background, and that's to just make sure that the posts in the slider are always displayed immediately, because it's always selecting from the cache. So anyways, you can also customize the display color. So that would, of course, basically customize these colors right here. A really easy way to just tweak the design. And you can make sure that auto cycles through the posts. You can, I find this feature very useful. Sometimes with things like Twitter or Instagram or something like that, you'll have things where you just post a picture or just post a one-word message or something like that. And this feature allows you to eliminate those from the slider, just because things with only one or two words or no words don't really look that great in this kind of slider. So if you want, you can show them. If you don't want to, you can eliminate them and make sure that only the ones that will look great on your site are shown. You can also limit post length to 140. So it will still always retrieve posts longer than this, but you can make sure that it breaks off into like a read more link after that number of characters. So that's pretty useful too. Here's a really recently added feature: remove duplicates. So if you use a service like Buffer or something like that, where you're posting one post but then it basically sends the same post to all the different networks, you don't probably want your slider to be displaying 2 or 3 copies of each post, even though it does appear on each network. So if you turn on the remove duplicates feature, it will make sure that basically if there are duplicate posts, it will only ever show one copy of that duplicate post. And I find that that's really great, especially for when using services like Buffer. This is basically just for debugging purposes, and it's helpful for me when dealing with your support requests. Custom JS initialization. This allows you to basically completely customize how your slider operates. The slider is built using something called Owl Slider, which is a really terrific jQuery plugin. And so I have the settings that I use by default for the slider, but if you want, you can actually dig into the Owl Slider code and completely rewrite how the slider works, basically. So that gives you a lot of power, but it's not something that you need to touch if you don't want to. And if you have support requests and you'd like help with setting up custom JS initialization, feel free to contact me with your license key, and I'll be happy to assist. So then we get down into the Facebook settings section, and basically this is where we get down into the settings for each of the social media networks. And so they're pretty self-explanatory, and I have a long write-up in the docs regarding how to get this information. But it's really pretty straightforward. Your page URL, your credentials for your app, and then just get your access token, and it will make sure to get a never expiring access token for Facebook. Down in Instagram, sort of the same deal. You're going to need your access token and your user ID. And then down in the Twitter settings, yeah, you can turn on or off retweets, on or off replies, and the rest of the information below. And so you'd be familiar with the Twitter settings if you've used the free version of WP Social Media Slider. So that's pretty much how the settings work. I do also want to mention that there is just a huge amount of customizability built into this plugin. I mean, you can, if you refer to the docs or if you want help, basically the sky's the limit as far as how much you can customize how it's displayed. You can totally rewrite the template files for it, totally rewrite the JavaScript for it, and it will work just exactly how you want it to in most cases. So I'd be happy to help with any requests like that, or if you have any questions, pre-purchasing questions, support questions, anything like that, just shoot me an email and I would be glad to help. You can use the contact form at the bottom of WPSocialMediaSlider.com to submit those messages. All right, have a great day.